exact example, but we literally talked about it for like 20 or 30 minutes trying to figure out what we should do with this one number. Because the signs were so different and we were trying to figure out logically what we should do. This was a lot more straightforward. So,
but because of the company, you mean, right?
Yes, because of the actual company. Yes. So let's calculate this number up. So 0.3 plus 0.2 plus 1 minus 1 plus 0.2 equals 0.7 positive. So go back up here. So we add 0.7. So calculate this number out now to get the whole owner's earnings or the estimated owner's earnings, because this is a made up number. So this number is 1. So their made up number in this case, their net income is 1 and their owner's earnings are 1. So what does that mean to you?
So it means that we can take out all the money that they make?
Correct. But it also means that the company's owner's earnings are almost exactly its net income.
That's good, right?
It's not really good or bad. It's just something of note, because typically this number is either a lot higher or quite a bit higher by like 20 or 30%, or it's about 20 or 30% lower.
Okay.
So if it's lower, let's say this number was 0 here. What does that mean if their net income is 1 and they have owner's earnings of 0? What does that mean?
Yeah, it means that actually they have a lot of capex.
Yes.
So they need to spend a lot to keep up their business. And so
keep going. You're on the right track.
Keep going, even for the working capital. So it's about that capex and the working capital.
So yes, you're correct. You're 100% correct. It also means
capital intensive business, right?
Yes, capital intensive business. Correct. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. So if this was, say, 3 and this had a net income of 1, what does that mean?
That's okay. It's everything that point of time. So no, I was thinking about like, okay, so the capex can be a lot, even if it's lower, you cannot add anything. So it means that I have a lot of change in working capital. So it means that the current assets are a lot more than the current liabilities from what we did. So they are receiving they are collecting a lot of money that maybe they for something that they earned before.
True, but you're too complex.
Okay.
In simpler ways, this means the company has more money in the real world sense that we can use to invest than is showing up in their net income.
Yeah, okay.
Because remember, these are the owner's earnings that we as an owner of the entire company can use to either invest inside the company or outside of the company if we wanted to.
So they are not allocating enough capital in this case? Not
necessarily. That is where the ROIC and the kind of profitability metrics come in. This number is just an absolute number. It doesn't tell you if they're allocating capital well or not. This number just tells you if they have more capital based on their owner's earnings than is showing up in their net income statement, which is what the earnings that most people look at. So if this is 3 and this is 1, if you are basing this kind of on a PE basis, this essentially means the company is on a PE basis worth about 1/3 of what it is on a PE basis. So if this company had a PE of 9, this company's equivalent owner's earnings would only be 3 on the multiple basis. Does that make sense?
Oh, multiple basis of 3, you mean?
Yes. So if this company had a PE of 9 here and its net income is 1, its equivalent owner's earnings ratio would be about 3 or 3 and a third.
No, I don't
Because it's
understand
3
this.
times more valuable here than is showing up here. So its PE ratio will be lowered.
Okay, will be low. So you will use these what you will do with these owner earnings?
What I will do with this number is compare it to PE as a comparison of how terrible a ratio PE is, and to show that, again, if this company has a P of 9 here and it's earning a net income of 1, then it's essentially 2/3 more valuable than is showing up based on just its net income.
Okay,
I will sorry about that, something fell down. I will use this number as a comparison to show a potential massive undervaluation.
Okay, but so you will not use to come up with the value of the company?
No, not an owner's earnings. No, I use this as a comparison for the absolute number here to see what the absolute number is, to see that we essentially have 300% more.
Okay, so if it's more, it's better. If it's less, can be.
It means the company is a very capital-intensive business that
so
is not as profitable as it is showing in the real world kind of net income sense.
Yeah.
So essentially what we're showing here is this company is 300% more profitable in a real world sense that is not showing up on its net income. So this is essentially hidden value because, again, there's only 1 or 2 other people I know that calculate owner's earnings other than Warren Buffett. So this is a huge hidden value, huge hidden amount of value here. Again, 300%. That's a huge amount of hidden value, correct? That most other people will not know about. And I also use it as a comparison to PE to show potentially massive undervaluation in a more real world sense. So what I will also use this number for is this. Instead of EV to EBIT or EV to free cash flow, I will do EV to owner's earnings. Or, I will do TEV to owner's earnings. So let's say this company had an EV of 10. 10 divided by 3 equals, what is that, 33 and a third? Yeah, 33 and a third. So the metric, the multiple here is 3.33. This would obviously be reversed. So 3 divided by 10.
So you mean
30%.
So you mean the opposite, right? Not a tab on.
So this would be OE to EV.
Okay.
So this would be the earnings yield. So essentially, again, to illustrate this point further, this company have had an EV to owner's earnings of 3.33. That's well below the metric of 8 that I look for, and is one sign the company could be massively undervalued. Meaning, and to further illustrate that point, because the earnings yield is 30%, that's the amount we could expect to own if we were to own the company based on today's numbers in the next year. 30% is a pretty good return. That's a fantastic return, actually. So I use the owner's earnings for the absolute number here to see if it's higher or lower than this number, to see how much more the company is profitable in a kind of real world sense. As a comparison, I look for this number in the comparison to the PE ratio, just again as a comparison, mainly to show how awful the PE ratio is, to show potentially massive undervaluation here. And then I kind of further flesh that out with this metric here, or these metrics here. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, but the earnings yield, it means like that. If they will use all the money that they can take out of the business to pay a dividend, should be like 30%, right?
No, the earnings yield And again, technically, this isn't an earnings yield because earnings is
Yeah.
typically thought of as net income or regular
Yeah.
earnings. So this isn't technically and regular earnings yield, but
Mm-hmm.
this number, that 30% right there, is the amount of, based on its EV and its owner's earnings in this scenario, is the amount we should expect to earn on our investment owning the company if we were to buy it today at this point in time. So we should expect a 30% return owning this company in the next 12 months based on these numbers here.
Okay. Understand.
Okay. So was that all helpful today?
Yeah, sure.
Does this helpful, hi baby, going into your learning about the valuation in terms of all the stuff we talked about on the valuation and in terms of what we talked about in the owner's earnings? You think you'll have a great head start here going into this week's sections?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any more questions, comments, concerns about anything we talked about today?
No, that's everything. So we'll start with the 5th week. So we will see later.
Awesome. And I do have a request of you.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin is in town from this morning until next Saturday. Is it okay if we postpone our trainings this week, our individual coaching sessions this week, and hit it up next week?
Yeah,
while she's in town?
Yeah, but no, that's not a problem. And I want to ask you, so like we can, the next week, so we will not do the training lessons. And the week that we didn't do it, if we can do after these two. Like
yes, I will add that week, this coming week and the next week onto your training. Yes.
Yeah, the other one. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, it's okay. So next week we will meet like the other one, like until Sunday, you said. Okay.
Yes. Perfect. I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
I'm still planning on putting on the IDEXY live training on Thursday.
Yeah.
I will keep that, but just in terms of the individual trainings, I really appreciate that you're
sure. Yeah, it's great that you did now. You send the invitation, so I can keep myself free for that time. So it's better if we have always the same time. So I saw it's the same like the last time from 3 and 5. Okay, so that's perfect. So see you on Tuesday, okay? On the one that okay.
All right, thanks, Matteo, and I hope you found this session very valuable, and I think you're gonna have a great head start now. Because usually, I'm glad we did it this way, because usually we do it the other way around, where somebody starts the week and then they get super confused about the owner's earnings, and then we have a couple sessions after that talking about the owner's earnings. So I think this will be
exactly. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So see you on Tuesday.
All right, sounds good, Matteo. Thanks.
Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye.